would cut loose and bank and yank and turn and burn and fling themselves around the sky the way fighter pilots did. Pilots at Edwards went to their little bar up in the high desert and boasted about pushing the outside of the envelope. But it was big talk about a small envelope. In the mid-50s, most of the test pilots started out as fighter pilots, but they were fighter pilots gone astray. More and more of the test pilots were engineers who were conservative, anal, by-the-book types, not hell-raising warriors. Test pilots were evaluators.
What's up, dirty cons?
Test pilots were pessimists who tried to find something wrong with an airplane. Fighter pilots were optimists who looked for something great in an airplane. Test pilots were detached from the airplane they flew. Fighter pilots fell in love with their airplane. Test pilots talked of going into space. Space? And in a capsule? You don't fly a fucking capsule. You sit in it and watch the instruments. You're a passenger. To hell with space. Fighter pilots wanted to get on an enemy 6 and hose the son of a bitch. Fighter pilots held the golden arms in almost as much contempt as they did SAC pilots. Test pilots were Edwards pukes. Bomber pukes and Edwards pukes ranked only slightly above people who did not fly, the non-rated bureaucrats known as staff pukes. The motto at Nellis was, "Every man a tiger," and to be called a tiger by a senior fighter pilot was the ultimate accolade. Confident and intelligent men would damn near pop the rivets out of their aircraft during air-to-air combat training just to have one of the Nellis cadre nod approvingly and call them Tiger. To be called a tiger meant you had stainless steel testicles that dragged the ground and struck sparks when you walked. To be called a tiger meant you were a pure fighter pilot and that you would not hesitate to tell a bird colonel to get fucked. Air-to-air training was mostly shooting at a target.
All right. The book is called Boyd by Robert Coram. And if there's ever to be a book written about pararescue, it's got to be written by this guy, and it's got to be narrated by this guy. Oh, man. The Air Force is a beautiful place filled with beautiful people, and Colonel Boyd was one of them. You don't hear a lot about, oh man, rogues and but you know what, it's a different age. People like Bombs Away LeMay, even though I believe we need them, would probably not be looked upon very kindly. Okay, and I apologize to Random House Books and anybody else that wants. I'm not stealing your books. I'm trying to help you so you can sell more books. Overdrive, it's a good app. Audible.com, it's a good app. Anywhere you can find books, find them, get them, devour them, learn, because that's where we're at today, is professionalism. You don't throw around professionalism like, I'm a professional. Oh, those people that look at me, I'm professional. No. You just do your job. That's professionalism. Maybe don't get in as much trouble in the off time. That's professionalism. Having your haircut within regs, that's professionalism. There are a lot of things that I did throughout my career, which was fun, but it was a different time. They don't do that kind of stuff anymore, so kinder, gentler. Though, I was always polite. My uniform always looked good. My hair may have been out of regs, but this is how I was raised. The way that they described a fighter pilot, like that was a PJ. I think that there's a happy medium between, sky dancing and, being a professional, I guess. Jocko, I think, strikes a good medium between intelligence and passion. And so if you can learn from somebody, learn from him. Listen to Jocko. The man knows what he's saying. It just works. And you're like, listen to Jocko. That's like, okay, and read this book and start off with chapter 5, and I think you will be, I don't know, maybe I am a romantic, but not a romantic in a everything's peachy keen, bee's knees, doing well, kind of a romantic. I don't long for the old days, because right now you guys are in the prime time to be a PJ with all the changes that are coming and the new things that are, it's a great time to be a PJ. Although every time that you're a PJ is a great time to be a PJ, so don't take it like I'm like, oh, I wish no. I'm very happy with my career, I'm very happy with my life as a PJ, and I'm very excited for you as your life as a PJ begins and flourishes and goes places. But you got to get there, and in order to get there, you have to do stuff. To me, pararescue for me was my American dream. All right, people are like, the American dream is dead. No, the American dream is still alive. The American dream is hard work will get you what you want, but you have to work for it. All right, that's the American dream. And I know it's like, well, that's not really a dream because you have to work. Why am I working in this dream? Shouldn't I be dreaming and happy and riding the wave? No. That is a weak life. It isn't going to do anything for you if everything is just handed to you, because you'll never appreciate what you got. And I want you guys to appreciate what you got. And if you want to be a PJ, you got to give everything you got to get there. So, this is like the third attempt at this. I wish I had like a pause button on this goddamn thing. So where's the pause button on the GoPro? That's gonna be my Yelp comment. All right, I'll finish this. Hooyah.